acquired a kit which includes a replacement carburetor, ignition coil, filter, fuel line. Remove the air cleaner housing. Of course, that looks pretty nasty, as well as the air cleaner. Oh my gosh, that might be part of the reason why it was running bad, you think? We will remove the two fasteners here, which I believe should be for the carburetor. Doing this without the advantage of having a manual handy. Being careful to take everything apart in the manner in which, well, trying to keep order so that everything goes back together correctly. So this goes on basically like that. These bolts are the same length, so if they get mixed up, that's not a problem. And this piece, not sure if it's part of the choke or whatever, it's pretty nasty. We'll clean all that with brake clean later on during the assembly. But I'm assuming that these parts are going to be okay. We'll put that off to the side as well. And this crosshead screw that's in here, I don't believe it's supposed to be there, but I believe I put it there because this was leaking. So we will address that in a few minutes here. And this seal has perished. It's very, very soft. Just basically remove it. And this is where the filter is, I suppose. Leave all that off to the side. I've laid out all the parts, so I have an idea how far I have to take this apart. Obviously, we've got our gaskets here. These are the two extra priming bulbs, since there's already a priming bulb installed on the carburetor. Here's the new filter assembly, and you can see where this was the extra hose here, I suppose. This clear one, or semi-clear one, was the one that I had lost before. Must have gotten pulled out or something. Anyway, that was where fuel was leaking, so I guess it provides a vent. Anyway, this is now the way it's supposed to be. This will be the coil mechanism, so we'll get into that in a few minutes here. So remove the old gasket. We will save that later on, put it back in the box of parts, just in case we ever need it in the future for a template. Obviously we wouldn't reuse it, but just to have it as a template in the future in the event these parts should never become available. Okay, noting the orientation, the black hose on the left here is the one that goes to the pickup from the filter over here. And so that's the way we've got this one oriented as well, just like that. The clear one is the vent, and that's the one that's going to be on the bottom then. And the one that was missing must have been this piece right here, which I'm assuming is perhaps a little check valve, so that when you're turning it upside down, the fuel doesn't spill out. So now it appears we have to, first of all, we have to get this cable out of here, and then the throttle. Hard to do this without a tripod, but basically what one needs to do is I'm going to take this piece here, turn it all the way like that. Now you can see where that little tab comes out, and I'll have to extract that out and then install it in the new one. Got it out, and now it's just going to be a matter of pulling it out from there. And then it looks like this piece is on here. We retain that. We use this piece, we don't use this piece. Simply will involve having to squeeze this piece that way, locate the cable. There is a slot right there above my thumb. That hole is obviously larger than the one on the back side, so what we're going to have to do is take a screwdriver and rotate that 180 degrees. Now we've turned it such that it's just large enough for the cable to go through, but the opposite side will provide a means of locking the crimped end of the cable in place. You may have to use a screwdriver to assist, but basically you can see where the crimped end is now fitted inside the brass piece there. When doing the reassembly, be sure that you got the gasket going between the carburetor and the manifold and the air cleaner housing and the carburetor. Next, you need to route this hose down into the carburetor. And then take two hands to basically crimp it in place. It takes a bit of persuasion, but you can work it in there sometimes with the use of a screwdriver. But now that's in. The other thing I noticed that came in the kit also, which is a good thing, was a replacement gasket for the fuel tank. Removing that just by going with a screwdriver, pulling it out. Then installing the new one in the same manner. Next will be the new air cleaner. You can see it has that little flange which it's going to fit on in this manner. So now it's time to put some fuel in it and see what happens. Here we go, dry start. Probably going to have to prime it a few times to get that fuel into the carburetor. And now what I've discovered is that a fuel line has gotten kinked. So we're going to try to push that fuel line further into the fuel tank. Wonderful. But I'm not ready to hang out my shingle to repair other people's string trimmers.